Emma Chamberlain is a YouTuber who recently hit 10 million subscribers. She's the face of PacSun and the creator of her own coffee company, among many other things. But actually, no, she's none of that. Well, I mean, she was none of that. Just like you and I, Emma Chamberlain was a person who started from zero, living a basic life. And she got here by doing just that, and broadcasting it to the entire world. Seems easy enough, right? I mean, yeah, it does seem easy enough. When you go on YouTube and search up day in my life, you're met with like a million results. Day in my life at college, day in my life at university, working from home, any day, doing anything. It seems like anyone could do this. I live a normal life, why don't I just pull out a camera and make some videos? But for every one that made it, there are 10, 100, 1,000 that didn't. So how do you get big? How do you become the next big day in my life YouTuber? How do you get on Time Magazine's 25 most influential people on the internet? Well, stick around, because I can give an answer to why I said what I said in the title of this video, and I can maybe show you how to get here. But you might be surprised, because it actually isn't very easy. Let's start off with a little disclaimer, just to stay safe. Okay, you got that? Good. After failing her driver's test, Emma Chamberlain, starting from 0 subscribers, shot a video with her dad, uploaded it, and titled it City Inspired Summer Lookbook 2017. Little did she know that it would be one of the most important videos ever uploaded to YouTube. There was something a bit different about Emma. The Emma-style video was the antidote to the rest of YouTube. Emma had this superpower to make normal life interesting, and she did it a lot, non-stop, building a relationship with the people watching, like a friend from school that you got to see every day. Likeable, honest, funny, real, someone just like you. Someone relatable. People were tired of watching other YouTubers flex their nice cars, shoes, Gucci shirts, and Emma was none of that. She was the everyman, actually every woman, of YouTube. And of course, like any relatable friend, you like what they do, you support what they do, you might admire what they do, and if they're successful, you might want to replicate that. The day in my life genre was born. Many people got out their cameras and started to film their lives. The genre grew, a few new contenders stepped up to the plate, the best dressed of the world, more recently the Kelly Stamps, but Emma stayed on top. She grew and grew, started to get big brand deals, partnerships, fame, and money. But something about Emma is that, for the most part, she's still Emma, right? She's still the funny, chill, honest, and sometimes flawed human being. There's this great video by Drew Gooden that I watch over and over again called Losing Your Relatability, where he talks about how the Ace family started off as a fun family channel that talked about a relatable family life and kids, but as they grew and got more money and got a big house, their content was beginning to be more about their wealth than themselves. Emma, on the other hand, continues to make content that is, for the most part, about nothing but her and what she thinks. She has money now, a coffee brand, a big house, but she doesn't talk about money. She promotes her coffee brand, but that's okay because she's just genuinely proud of what she's accomplished, and she of course loves coffee.
The only problem with hot coffee is that I finish it in like 3 seconds.
And this big house, she hardly even mentions the aspects of it. She just lives in it. It's just a backdrop to her. Or is it? I'll come back to that, but for now. Okay, I hear you saying, I guess I have to start uploading some videos. I live a normal life just like all these other people, and hey, I know Emma doesn't show off her house too much in her videos, but I've seen the other channels that show off her beautiful $3.9 million house, and I'd be lying if I didn't want one of those for myself. So let's begin to look at what you need to do in order to make your own day in my life video. First, you need to ask yourself, what do you do in a day? Seriously, think about it. What did you do yesterday, or the day before, or the week before that? I'll tell you what I did. Sit inside for most of the day, go to work, edit a few videos for work, go out for the occasional walk, and then sleep. Not very eventful. Even when in-person school was a thing, I spent a lot of my time in class where there was nothing much to film and make interesting. It's pretty boring from an outsider's perspective, right? But these videos exist. A day in my life working from home, a day in my life at university, it looks like it can be done. and it looks like it can be interesting to many people. So you know what? I think we can do it. Let's write down all the things you do in a day, from morning routine to diet to schoolwork or work, even mundane tasks like doing the laundry. Okay, so there. So that's what you do in a day, or at least the most interesting things you do in a day. Okay, let's store that away. Okay, great, because that isn't enough. You have to bring a camera along. And then you have to explicitly say everything you're thinking and doing at any given moment in time and make it interesting. Let's dissect these two parts separately. Bringing a camera. This is way harder than it looks. I've done it a few times on vacation or just when I wanted to take some pictures on an outing. Holding it up to your face for 10 minutes straight while you try to walk and avoid obstacles and people and keep a cohesive train of thought for 10 minutes is incredibly difficult. Not to mention, these things are kind of heavy for prolonged periods of time. But wait, hold on for a second. What did I just say there? Walking, avoiding obstacles, and people. Yes, people. Talking into an inanimate object in public is kind of weird, and people who don't understand YouTube are gonna look at you funny. It's just a warning. Second is you have to say everything you're doing and thinking at any given moment in time and make it interesting. Emma does this all the time, and millions of people watch. In this video, she talked about an apricot for 4 minutes straight, and it was fun, and people watched it. In this video, she talked about peanut butter. You know what, I'm not gonna try and explain it to you. It's better if you just experience it for yourself. Do it right now. I'll wait here. Set up a camera, sit in front of it, and figure out what to do. No preparation allowed. Just pause the video right now. Okay, cool. You back? What did you come up with? It isn't easy, okay, right? That's why this video has a script, okay? There's multiple shots of me just messing up, okay? Like this one. Now it's time for editing. One of my favorite pieces of knowledge that I've picked up from another content creator is one from a streamer, Ludwig. Now he's probably not the only one who said this, but like I heard it from him, so whatever. He says,
if you want to make it big on Twitch, you want to be a bigger streamer than me, you're just starting out, you simply have to be better. You have to be a better streamer than I am. You cannot even be as good as me. That will not be enough. Unfortunately, the rich get richer. It cannot just be what I'm doing. You need to do it better than me if you hope to get bigger than me.
Like I've been saying, there is a lot of competition to follow in this genre. You definitely have to take this bite of knowledge into consideration when you go through the previous steps. But there's a little bit of leeway there. Because maybe you do have an advantage already. Maybe your life is particularly interesting, and you have a lot of things to show every day, and you're comfortable being in front of the camera, but there's a strict style guide to follow when it comes to editing if you want to be in this genre. And you may not have to follow it to a T, but you at least have to match its impact and quality level if you want to make it to the top. You know, the classics, the retro fonts, the turbulent displaces, the film grain, the small subtitles. You've just filmed your whole day, and now it's time to chop it up into 10 minutes and make a little comment on everything you've just done. This is a lot, isn't it? I thought this was just supposed to be day in my life, not take up many days of my life, not a full-time job. This was supposed to turn into my full-time job. Well, surprise, because it becomes that. Fast. The physical challenge is gone. You've gotten kind of natural at making videos, you can do it every day. It's routine. But once it becomes a part of your routine, it becomes a part of your everyday. And it's very hard to keep up with it. Even for some of the best and most experienced creators out there, it seeps into your personal time, latches on like a parasite, and it starts to take over. Day in my life starts to become your life. You do tasks for content. You have thoughts and opinions for content. You may even start to hang out with people for content. It is a very, very unfortunate side effect of the fame, and I don't blame any of these creators for getting out of it, for stopping their vlogs. At least the audience is growing, right? At least I'm making a very fortunate living. Well, sorry, it's kind of hard to do that as well. Remember when I said Emma's house was just a backdrop to her life? Well, maybe sometimes, but other things may be a problem. It's kind of inescapable. When people get money, it allows them to buy more things, but when someone like Emma, someone who used to make relatable videos about not being able to afford Gucci, videos that people loved because it was like seeing themselves on the screen, once Emma buys Gucci, it's hard to see her in the same way. She may not talk about her big house, but it's still there, it's in plain sight, and it creates a lot of envy. I had to do a decent amount of research for this video because it's a topic that I thought was interesting, but I wasn't really in the fan base or in the community all that much. I read a lot of comments on this video by Smoky Glow, and this was one of my favorites. Mickey says, "She's a few months younger than me, and when I started watching her, I found her relatable in that she was living a life like mine. She was too lazy to constantly look conventionally pretty, and she was addicted to coffee. I was also all of those things. I think when I subscribed, she was at about 500k. I unsubscribed a few months after she moved to LA. What it came down to was I didn't feel like I related to her anymore. I went to college while she went to Fashion Week. None of that is bad. This sounds stupid, but it feels like I just drifted apart from a friend. I pity that she gets so much criticism for simply growing up. I recently resubscribed and I've been enjoying her content again. I wish her the best." This sums it all up. I don't blame Emma. She matured out of her teenage years. She made money. If I made the kind of money she did, I'd probably buy a few nice things for myself as well. She's going through the motions of growing up, going from a 16 to 19-year-old, building a career faster than most people, but she's doing it in front of millions of people. It's a lot to handle, but at the same time, fans are completely justified for losing interest. The lives that were lived together with Emma have now drifted apart, like an old friend. No matter how much you try, it's nearly impossible to stay relatable. There's a lot more to this than you think, huh? But how did we get here? At the beginning of this video, we started at Emma Chamberlain, but just because we started there doesn't mean that it was the beginning. There's a lot more to this story, and multiple different branches to follow in order to get a bit of a better idea. Colin and Samir, two really great creators on YouTube, talk about idea-based creators and relationship-based creators. Most of the biggest and best YouTube videos today come from idea-based creators. People like the Mr. Beasts and the ZHCs who give away millions of dollars and have a whole team creating videos. But let's go back about, 15 years. Damn, it's been 15 years. Nobody made YouTube videos because they had a lot of money or a Lamborghini to give away. Usually, people just sat in front of a camera and broadcasted themselves, right? There was a bit of novelty to it. These people got big fast because, for one, there weren't very many of them, so they were easy to find. But it was also just something kind of fun and new. Seeing someone you didn't know talk about their day through a camera lens and onto a screen was just kind of interesting. It was a slow grind for some of these people, Smosh and iJustine and Shane Dawson. Maybe we can talk about him another time. But these people got their place in line early and figured it out. Then the content started to build. Roman Atwood, one of the guys who opened the door to daily vlogging. We got the Casey Neistat era, someone who only slept 4 hours a night for 3 years of his life to make videos. And everyone was starting to put in insane effort and production value into every single vlog. Setting up different camera angles, bringing equipment, drones, all to follow them for a day. Then there's Emma, and now the new genre has begun. The thumbnails crowded with snippets of the day and some funky little text, the nice fonts over the gradient backgrounds, and of course, the lo-fi. It's a bit different now. Everyone is on here. The outside, external effect cloud of novelty is gone, and it's just you. This is why the day in my life videos are the hardest to make. Taking a 24-hour day, one that's boring or maybe even interesting, and making it into a 10-minute video is unpredictable. It's a balancing act that you have to keep people interested in. It's easy to get people to be interested into universal things like money, cars, and houses, but you? Look, I'm not trying to diss you or anything. You might be a great family member, a great friend, funny, someone great to talk to, but to convince 10 million people to tune into you for 10 to 15 minutes a day every day or every 2 days, it's a bit of a hard ask. And it gets even harder when there are people out there already doing it. YouTubers who have already claimed their ticket and taken a decent chunk of the world for themselves. And you have to fight your way through in order to get people to split their time or even come over to your side. And the scariest part of that is that if you do get that spot, if you claim your ticket and get your chunk of the pie, you have to keep it up. When I search it up, there looks to be at least 2 sizable day in my life videos uploaded to YouTube every single day. So if you decide to miss out on a day, well, there's someone there to take your audience and keep them entertained. You have to maintain this impossible balance of your life and your YouTube life, which should be the same thing, but they're actually 2 very different things. But they rely on each other. Without your YouTube life, the thing you've been working so hard towards, taking so much time out of your life for, is gone. But without your life, well, there's nothing to post on YouTube. It might be hard, it might be very stressful, but I think there's a balance. I mean, a lot of people seem to be doing it, and they're relatable, right? Look, I've given you some tips for sure. You need a camera, you need to do a few interesting things in the day to make a video that people want to watch, but that's like 10% of the pie, unfortunately. The other 90% is the challenge in actually doing it. It kind of seems impossible. You're going up against a lot of competition, but I think you can do it. Good luck.
Attaining one's dream requires a stern will and unfailing determination.
Thanks for watching. This was a really interesting video to make, and I hope you liked it. And if you did like it, let me know by hitting the like button. It really helps out. I don't really know how to explain it. This genre of YouTube isn't one that I watch very regularly, but I'm very interested in it. I have a lot of respect for these vloggers because it's like such a different type of work that is put into these videos. It's way different from any of the videos that I make or I watch. I'd love to know what you think about this. Just Emma, everything with daily format, blah, blah, blah. And please, 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 if you like the video, subscribe. Come on, it's free. It's like not even a big commitment, but it really helps me out. Anyways, that's a long video. Thank you.